Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and it's Monday. We've got 10 games on the NBA slate. We also have Monday Night Football, so we're going to get started with some NBA picks, and then I'm going to drop an NFL video right after this. Running with some momentum here. We got the full sweep on, Saturday, the Saturday picks. Didn't put out any picks on Sunday. But Sunday's it's too difficult for me to get NBA out because the board doesn't update the night before until really late. And then the games start, earlier. So after I get out of church, I just don't have time to research and put the picks out. But looking to run with this momentum. Do me a favor, like the video. If you guys were able to tail this, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, Nikola Jokic had a sweat in there at the end. Franz Wagner, he cashed his real quick. Duncan Robinson cashed quick. Jalen Johnson was playing hot, ended up cashing by like the third quarter. And then Jokic had us sweating a little bit, and then he just went ham in like the last 4 minutes or so. So feeling good about that. Really looking to build on the momentum that we've got here. Let's talk about today's picks. We're going to run it same style. I got 4 picks. 2 of those are going to be on Underdog streaks as well. So here's what I'm thinking for today. Duncan Robinson, we're running it back. We took it at 11.5 last time. We're going to take it at 12 points and assists for more. Donovan Clingan, taking his points and rebounds over 20.5. And there's a little bit of similarity here with him and Jokic, and I'll get into that with that Jokic pick we took that cashed. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I wrestled a little bit on putting out not just 2 players from the same team, but 2 centers, but I can't ignore what I'm looking at here. So we're going to take Kel'el Ware over his 27.5 fantasy score. And then we're going to take Bam Adebayo in the same game over his PRA. And then for the Underdog streak slip, going to go with Ware over 21.5 PRA, couldn't get his fantasy score. And then Donovan Clingan taking those points rebounds. So that's what we're going to do here. If you guys haven't signed up for Underdog yet, use code BACKDOOR and they will hook you up with $100 in bonus funds when you play $5. So you can jump into streaks, you can jump into ladders. I was really looking at ladders for today for NBA. It was very tempting, but there's just not I feel like almost every game has some sort of situation where we've got a few that could turn into a blowout today, and it was hard for me to pin it down. So I went with streaks instead. But if you haven't played ladders yet, it is a lot of fun. So check it out. If you sign up for any of the stuff using my codes, hit me in the email below, and I'll give you a free month in the premium Discord as well as an added thank you because I appreciate you guys tuning in. And then Chalkboard. You get a free pick and 100% deposit match, and this platform is awesome. Killer interface. It's all mobile. They keep it simple, but it's very efficient. And I gotta also shout out PrizePicks. Some of their updates are dope. Anyways, we're talking about Chalkboard here, another killer platform. I just started to wander there. But yeah, code BACKDOOR, free pick, 100% deposit match up to $100. So that's what you're looking to do is take advantage of these deposit matches and do what you can, but if you've got the extra funds, take advantage of that double up because you can stack up your portfolio and spread it out. Don't burn through it as soon as you put it on there. Just spread that out, and you don't have to play heavy-handed unless you've got the money to do so. Then have some fun, but don't count yourself out if you don't have a big budget. And then also you want a free $20, sign up for Sleeper. No deposit needed. Just use code BACKDOORFS. For this one, just remember, you got to put the FS on the end of this. All the codes are down below as well. So if you want to make sure you're putting in the right code, BACKDOORFS will get you a $20 entry for free. And then you also get a deposit match. And I think they give you a protected play too. They're giving you a ton of stuff on Sleeper. And Sleeper is by far the GOAT for fantasy football if you guys play like in leagues and stuff. So I'm sure you're familiar with Sleeper, but they have picks now too. They started it a couple years ago, and they've got really competitive lines. It's awesome. So let's get into it. Let's start breaking this down here. And hit me in the comments if you guys have any questions about plays. I like working through the plays with you guys in there. Man, I just want to talk okay, tell me for real. If I started doing some every now and again, after we're done with the slate, if I dropped a video doing a recap, not putting out picks, but just talked about it. There was so much to talk about with football yesterday. I don't know if some of you guys would tune into that or not, but there's so much I want to talk to you guys about with football. Maybe we'll get into it in the NFL video. But anyways, I'll try to stay focused here. Need a little bit more coffee. Okay, so Kel'el Ware. Dude's been balling. We can start there. Look at this fantasy score, 80% hit rate. You love it. You love it when you don't just see a guy cashing, but you see a guy crushing. That's what he's been doing. 8 out of his last 10 games. And then these 2 misses right there. One more rebound, point, assist, block, steal, anything would have cashed it. He could easily be 10 of 10 right now. Now we've got this spread here that's calling for about 8.5 points favoring Miami. Dallas has been kind of getting beat up. And we've got Derek Lively is out tonight. We also have Anthony Davis is doubtful to play. So it's just Gafford, and it's already going to be difficult with Miami. So they're playing in Miami. I expect this to get a little bit out of control, but I expect the centers to be able to eat. So if we take a look here, let's see, he's been getting decent minutes, averaging about 28 minutes a game. It's a little bit volatile, but last 2 games, just under 28 minutes, just over 26 minutes. But here's the thing, I'm just going to get right to the point. Guys the center position is just dominating against Dallas. So Jock Landale didn't get his done fantasy score wise, but that's not saying much. He's the backup in Memphis. Zach Edey did. He went for 45.5 when his line was at 30.5. We got a couple misses here with the Pelicans, and Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks didn't get it done. But then you've got Karl Anthony Towns. It wasn't quite a domination, but he beat his score. He put up 46.8 when his line was at 46.5. Naz Reid, great outing, 36.4. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this app Outlier, which you can try for free if you sign up through the link below, got you all hooked up down there. This is showing us past props recently. So it shows the date. This is just when these props were available. How did they do? And you can bounce around between different positions and see like perfect example, small forwards against Dallas are cashing their props right now. This is very valuable information. But yeah, so we like the center position tonight. So with the exception of a couple of these misses, if we look at Karl Anthony Towns, after that cash, you have Naz Reid cashed his. Donovan Clingan, our boy, he went for 38.2 when his line was at 26.5. And then you got Zubats went for 44.2 when his line was at 34.5. So it's looking good already. And then, so, I mean, for starters, if this game does get a little bit out of hand, he's going to get a little extra run here. Let's look at the blocks and steals real fast. So yeah, dude's just been, I think this is last 10. Let's just go to 2025 only. Still looks beautiful. Just very active on defense. Only 2 games in 2025 so far where he hasn't had at least 1 block or steal. The reason we aim for that, if we're taking fantasy scores, every block is worth 3 points for fantasy score. Every steal is worth 3 points. Rebounds are 1.2 points. Assists are 1.5 points. And then points are just 1 for 1. However many points you put up, that's how many fantasy score it gets added. So yeah, blocks and steals, we see that Dallas is very vulnerable here. 27th in steals allowed, 20th in blocks allowed. Now that's just the whole team overall. If we go to the center position, it's the middle of the road. 14th in steals allowed, 16th in blocks allowed. Now blocks we can pay attention to. Steals, yeah, that still matters, about 1.4, but obviously that's a category. Centers aren't necessarily holding onto the ball for too long. Not everybody's Jokic, where you're taking a ton of passes and there's opportunities for steals. So we're not paying as much attention to the steals. The blocks do matter though, almost 2 blocks a game just to centers. And then the steals, this is 1.4 just to centers. So yeah, it's looking good for him here. Let's take a look at the head-to-head, see how he did. So last time he matched up against them, he had, and this was last season, 1 steal, 1 block. Let's look at how the fantasy score fared out for us here. He went for 33.3 when his line was at, so it's at 27.5. So I don't know what the line was that night, but 33.3. Let's see how many minutes he played, because he's just starting. Well, he had a good night, 32 minutes. So yeah, about a point a minute is what he averaged in that. One more thing I want to look at too, if you wanted to take a look at First half, let's see how he's done in the first half. So in that game, he had 25 fantasy score in the first half of that game. So you could take the first half because he crushed in that last one. All but 8 of his points fantasy-wise came in the first half, just straight up hot out of the gates. Let's look at how that's looked for 2025. So 65% hit rate. So as of late, these last 5, he's been popping off, getting a lot of his work done in the first half. So if you prefer the first half, take that. The only miss was against Golden State, but he was still at 12.6 when the line's at 13.5. So yeah, you've got that option. I'm going to go ahead and take the full game fantasy score because he's been kind of staying hot in the second halves too. See 45, 46, 46, 40.5, and then Golden State is only miss. So loving this play. And then we're going to talk about Bam Adebayo here. Or actually, let's jump to Bam. So this is why I got to take it. So let's look at 2025. We got Tyler Hero coming back tonight, making his debut in Miami. So 2025, he has played, let's see how many games we got here. Decent sample size, 82% hit rate, 9 out of 11 games. One game he just barely missed. He was at 29. One more bucket, rebound, or assist would have cashed it. That was against Orlando, a tougher matchup. When we're talking points, rebounds, and assists, let's see what the matchup is. Just absolutely middle of the road. 17th in points allowed, 17th in rebounds allowed, and 16th in assists allowed. Let's see, we have a note here from Outlier for this one. Bam has exceeded 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 7 of his last 8 games versus bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed. In those games, he's averaging 32.1 PRA. So not absolutely crushing it, but the consistency is there. The only miss, like we said, he went for 29. So yeah, I got to say, I'm excited for a lot of pieces of Miami in this game. I think that we might be getting a discount on Tyler Hero because I don't think he's going to get his full minutes, but I think he and Powell should be able to eat tonight as well. If I was going to do a ladder slip, I would be considering the point guards and the shooting guards. It would be a guards type of play because with ladders, you're trying to hit like a top tier. You're trying to hit it's like a scoring play. I think all of ladders for NBA is all scoring. So I would be pivoting towards that more than I would like Adebayo. But again, I'll try to stay focused here. So here's what I'm really liking. So we talked about this almost 9-point spread here favoring Miami in Miami. Now, if we go back to 2024 and we look at Bam, and let's just say, so he had a 61% hit rate all season, 51 out of 84 games. If we factor in the spread, if they do win by 9, he doesn't play less. Like he doesn't have less of an output. So we're not looking at, anything could happen, but it's not actually the potential that you would think of like, well, if they do get up by a decent amount and they win by 9+, does his minutes go down? He's got an 81% hit rate through all of 2024, 21 out of 26 games. If they won by 9 or more, he was cashing. Look at these first two, 48 and 48. So this is the reason why I'm not swaying off of just taking both of these players in this game, because the matchup is beautiful. They've got, like I said, Lively is out. We got Anthony Davis doubtful. So you've got Gafford pretty much, and we know that centers have been eating. So this is centers for PRA. We talked about Edie. He beat his fantasy score as well. We have a lot more green for the PRA. So if you wanted to take the PRA for Ware, you could. That's why we're taking it on streaks, but I just want that defensive upside because he's been crushing. But yeah, if you look at all these, everybody's cashing. Again, so Jock Landale didn't, but Zach Edey did. Missy, he missed his. But then you got Derek Queen. He went for 38 when his line was at 24.5. Karl Anthony Towns, 38 when his line was 37.5. Rudy Gobert, 28. His line was at 23.5. Same game. Naz Reid. So here's a perfect example of why we're taking both of them. Naz Reid in the same game went for 36 when his line was at 21.5. And then we got Donovan Clingan went for 29 when his line was 16.5. And then Zubats, his line was 29.5 when he cashed for 40. So yeah, I'm loving both of these right out of the gates. And then before we move on, let's look at the head-to-head and see how he's fared here. So yeah, the only match we've got here Now what we need to do, so he went for 35, so 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Let's bounce back to Ware and see for the fantasy score. Okay, so that was a different game. So Adebayo was out for this game. I was like, if this is an example of them both in the same game crushing, then we're totally gold. But I feel good about it anyways. I think that Adebayo cashes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just like right there, like low 30s, but cashes for us. But the consistency, like I said, in that 2024. Oh, let me give you even a little bit more confidence. So let's say they're up by 9. We already know 81% hit rate. Let's say Tyler Hero's coming back. How did he do with Tyler Hero in those games? Because Tyler's probable tonight. Still 81% hit rate. So it's not like Tyler's going to be stealing a bunch of the scoring or anything like that. Like it's beautiful. I'm feeling really good about this. All right. So this one should be easy. Duncan Robinson. It's the same thing we said last time. Jaden Ivey is back. And he's going to be starting to get worked in more and more, but this line is just still set way too low. So Outlier showing it at 12.5. If we get it at 12, great. If it's at 12.5, I'm still taking it. And I do want the assists attached. I know everybody's on the points. I do want the assists attached because look at this. Last 5 games. Let's just look at it a little closer here. Last 5 games, the assists are consistent. For that extra point bump on the actual play, you're getting a bargain there because last 4 games, 3 assists, 4 assists, 3 assists, 2 assists. So I do want the assists attached. I still like the points at 10.5, but I would take that. I would take this probably all the way up to 13, honestly. I mean, 17 or more in 5 straight. Let's take a look. So we'll go 2025. I think he fits in great with the Pistons, by the way. So 69% hit rate on his points assists. Matchup against Indy. Overall, 26th in points allowed, 10th in assists allowed. Let's go to the 2 spot. Middle of the road, a little bit below average. 18th in points allowed, 18th in assists allowed. So the matchup's there for him. We got 7 straight games of him getting it done. Now let's talk about the spread for a minute here. So this is an even bigger spread. Detroit's favored by 10.5. We know that Indy's been struggling. They got the opposite records. Indy's 2-14, Detroit 14-2. Just beautiful. 235.5 over under. So they're expecting it to be high scoring. We got set a 10.5 point spread. We'll look at the 2025 season. Let's say he hit the spread. Still beautiful. 86%, 6 out of 7 games. And when we talk about those assists, he had 8 assists in this game against Brooklyn. The only game he missed was against Utah, and no assists in that game, only 9 points. So neither the points or the assists would have cashed if it was around 10.5. Other than that, we're getting an assist every game, and he is capable of popping off sometimes. So let's look at down here. So he's listed as a shooting guard, or he's listed as a small forward, but we know he's playing the 2 spot right now. Let's double check that because we can check everything on Outlier. This is the best statistical app by far. No one comes close. We know that he's projected to be playing the 2 spot because Usar Thompson plays the 3. Makes sense. But they've got him listed as a small forward for some reason. I think he's always played shooting guard. There is a soft spot there for small forwards, so maybe take a look at Usar Thompson as well. Shooting guards, guys have been cashing. Who didn't? Sion, however you say it. He's a rookie, right? Did he play for he played for a North Carolina team, didn't he? Did he? Did he play for Duke? It's really ringing a bell. I think he was really popping off with the 3s, if I'm thinking of the right guy. Anyway, Colin Sexton didn't hit his. Karis LeVert just barely missed his, 0.5'd it. Javonte Green cashed his. Grady Dick cashed his. Devin Booker cashed his. So 50-50-ish. Half the time guys are hitting, but it's not about the past players. This is about the utilization that Duncan is getting with Detroit. Let's see. We'll go 2025. We'll take this spread off here. We'll go 2025, and we'll see games with Jaden Ivey. So, the only game when Jaden came back, he still went for 17 for us. Now we got Karis LeVert is probable as well. Have they even all played together? He was they've all played together, and he still got the 17. So I don't think we're in any jeopardy of his minutes being bumped down. What is he even averaging? I don't think he's needing to play that much. So dang, he's averaging 31 minutes. He's getting good minutes. So yeah, this is looking solid. We're going to look at this note here from Outlier, and then we're going to move on. Ooh, look at this, is a good one. Duncan Robinson has exceeded 12.5 points and assists in 8 straight games, averaging 17.6. That's about what we were saying. I thought it was 7, but I guess it's 8. Beautiful, 100% hit rate. We love it. All right, let's wrap it up with our boy. Okay, I told you guys this is going to be similar to Jokic when we took that Jokic play. I mean, we've taken the Klingon plays a few times this year, and we love it because this dude, I'm a big fan. This dude is a baller. Robert Williams is questionable, or no, I think he's this is actually from yesterday. I think he's playing tonight. Yeah, so he's out. He was out Sunday's game. Maybe, I mean, who knows if he plays tonight, but I think the plan, yeah, they'll sit him out the first half of the team's back-to-back. So this is where it gets similar to Jokic. I know this line here, it doesn't look that great, and we've been kind of just catching the sweet spots here these last couple times. 35% hit rate. Don't pay any attention to that. We got a great matchup here against Milwaukee, and Giannis, I believe, is still out. We can check that on Outlier too, because they got us covered for literally everything. Giannis out, Kevin Porter out, Taurean Prince out. Okay, so the matchup, 21st in points allowed, 23rd in rebounds allowed. Let's look at the center position. Tightens up quite a bit. 4th in points allowed, 6th in rebounds allowed. Okay, we're still not scared. Because I know it's not Giannis. It's what's his name? Dude from the Pacers. Miles Turner? Yeah. But Miles Turner is not like a heavy rebounder or anything like that. Good player, good defender. But so here's what we're going to look at. The main thing that we looked at with Jokic, because we were like, okay, he just played last night. And I know that he did make us sweat a little bit. But I think that was like a decision on like, I think he wasn't being selfish enough. And towards the end there, it's like, okay, they ended up losing that game against Sacramento, but it was like he had to take over, and they almost came back. But that's not the similarity here. The similarity is the back-to-back. So we looked at Jokic. Our deciding factor last time was, oh, wow, Jokic actually balls out on back-to-backs. Maybe this is just a center thing. But if we look at these games here, so yeah, we're looking here, not looking so great. And then we look at back-to-backs, and the dude pops off. Klingon does the same thing. He popped off on October 27th when he had his first back-to-back. He went for 16 points and 14 rebounds against the Lakers. And then against Chicago, fast-paced, this was a fun game. I remember this game. 17 points, 21 rebounds against Chicago. Softer matchup for rebounds, sure. But LA wasn't. He still went for 14. So I think sometimes this is the type of stuff that we're, at least on this channel, that we're trying to figure out, is like, what are some of these factors that start to come into play? Do some guys play better on back-to-backs because they're already in the rhythm? Are 2 or 3 days off like catastrophic for players because they're completely out of rhythm, or does the rest help them? We're looking to identify where that plays a role. So I'm feeling good about it. By the way, in this game against LA, he only played 21 minutes, and he still popped off for 30 points, rebounds, and then played 30 minutes. That went to overtime, right? It didn't go to overtime. He just got 30 minutes. They lost by 1 point. That did not go to overtime. Dang, no, they just gave him 30 minutes. For a center, that's quite a bit. Bro had 21 rebounds. So we talked about the matchup there. Now, even though the matchup on paper is tough against centers, it's looking good. I mean, Jalen Duren didn't get his done. That game probably got a little bit out of hand. I don't know for sure, but he didn't get it done. Isaiah Stewart didn't get it done in the same game. But Duren was close. He was at 25. He needed like 5 more PR to get there. And then Isaiah Stewart went for 9 when his line was 14 and a half. Drummond didn't get it done. Was that the night that we took his under on his rebounds and assists? I think maybe, and we were sweating the whole time because he went for 9 in the first half. And then he didn't, and then we got the under cashed. But Jarrett Allen didn't get it done. He went for 18. His line was 22.5. And then we've got just straight green. DeAndre Ayton went for 30 when his line was 24.5. Jackson Hayes in the same game got it done. Went for 16 when his line was 7.5. Diabate crushed his 26 with an 18.5 line. And then Kalkbrenner. So we got 2 Oh no, these are 2 different games. But yeah, same team center, but different game. 26 when his line was 15.5, and then there he is. So they did both of these games, or in this game on the 12th. 2 different guys at this position cashed. So I'm liking it, guys. I think we might be on to another sweep here today. I just wish I had more plays to keep breaking down with you guys because this is so fun. But we already covered, actually, let's go back to Ware real quick. And I'll show you guys the PRA since we're taking that on the streak slip. So yeah, he beat it in the head-to-head, went for 27. And then we go back to 2025. It looks pretty similar. So yeah, this is more so what we're paying attention to. But that's why I like the fantasy score, because the fantasy score, I think, does look more consistent across the board. So 53% on 2025 for PRA. And then we go fantasy score, 53%. So I'm wrong. It's the same. But a couple of these, he was a lot closer because of his defensive upside. So back to the PRA we go. All right, let's zoom in a little bit here. It's looked great. I mean, it's just looked great. 4 out of his last 5, and then 1 more bucket or board would have gotten it done. 1 more assist would have gotten it done for him. Dude is hot right now. This is 4 straight games with at least 14 boards. He went 14, 16, 14, 16, but he's got 20 points in back-to-back games now. Is there anything else that we want to look at? Let's see this note real quick. Here's a note about his PRA. He has exceeded 23.5. 23.5? I thought we got it at 20. Did it go up? I thought we got it at 21.5. Okay. I'll still take it at 23.5 personally. But so he's exceeded it in 4 out of his last 5 games versus bottom 10 defense. So it's just he's excelling the same way Bam Adebayo is in these types of matchups. Bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed. He's averaging 27.4 in these matchups. And that's a 5-game sample size with 1 where he only went for 9 PR, and his average is still 27. So even with this bad game, he's that much higher that it only brings it down to 27.5 because his lowest outing when he's cashing is 29. So let me double check this real quick. And I got to wrap this up because we got football to talk about. All right, I'm not even going to worry about it. I still like it. Let's jump into some bonus plays. Don't forget to like the video, my friends. Helps out a lot. I appreciate it. All right, so we got PrizePicks here. If you guys want the optimizer for yourself, this tool is killer for NBA, NFL, you name it, esports, anything you want to get into. It's going to find the best plays and put them on your radar, put them in order for you, and then show its work. It'll show you what the other platforms are saying, what the lines are at, what the odds are at, and it finds where the discrepancies are. So we're doing that for NBA right now, but code BACKDOOR will get you 25% off of this tool for as long as you want to lock it in all the way up to a year. All right, so here we go. This kind of goes with our plays here. Daniel Gafford, their favorite play in all the NBA is under his rebounds and assists, 56.83%, minus 154. And that makes me feel better about taking two centers from the same team playing against him. So there we go. Ryan Rollins and Shaden Sharp. There's a combo here, 3-pointers made, 4.5. They like it over, 55.58% odds to hit. We got Anthony Edwards plus Keegan Murray. Man, I was really thinking about taking Keegan Murray. His fantasy score is just, I want to take it, but I am a little bit nervous about the potential blowout. But just so you guys know, I thought it looked pretty good. Anthony Edwards plus Keegan Murray, 3-pointers made combo, under 5.5. They don't like it. So 55.32%. But Keegan, when these guys come back from like a extended time away from injury or something like that, sometimes they're good to go, and the odds makers are still playing as though their minutes are going to be lower. So I like to try to jump on those opportunities. That would be Keegan in this case. So his fantasy score, I think, looks pretty good. DeAndre Hunter, 3-pointers made 2.5, 54.79% odds to hit the over, or the under, my bad, minus 140. Yeah, okay. Zion Williamson over 5.5 free throws. I love free throw props. Okay, there was a free throw prop I desperately wanted that was totally going to be one of my best plays today, one of my favorite plays. Pascal Siakam, if his free throws made at 4.5 do pop up, I love it. They have his free throws attempted at 6.5. That was a little bit too steep for me. He's got to get to the line 4 times, which he could. I mean, he could have 12 made free throws tonight. But going up against Detroit, who's very aggressive on defense, there's going to be fouls, and Siakam is going to have to attack the paint if they want a chance. So keep an eye out. If that 4.5 free throws made comes back up, I loved it. But yeah, Zion Williamson, they like him over 5.5 tonight, 54.74%, minus 147. We got Josh Hart, 13 rebounds and assists. They love it, 54% odds to hit the over. Royce O'Neal for my Suns. They like his PRA, 18.5. Don't you wish Jalen Green was playing tonight? I don't think he is he? I guess I haven't vetted that, but it just seems like he's going to still be out for a little while. But that would have been a fun, maybe he's playing. I hope he's playing because that'd be a fun revenge game. But Dillon Brooks, I think it's going to be spicy tonight, guys. Dillon Brooks' fantasy score might be worth a look because I'm so happy we got Dillon Brooks. I hated him when he wasn't a Sun. It's always the case. Like these guys that are just kind of like, oh, they're annoying. And then they join your team. You're like, yeah, I love this dude. Like Grayson Allen. That was the same way when we got Grayson. So they like Royce O'Neal, PRA tonight, 18.5, 54% odds to hit the over. Michael Porter Jr. plus Mikal Bridges under 3-pointers made combo 6, 54.34%. I got to admit, Michael Porter Jr. has been kind of really putting it together. I was talking some trash, so I take it back, bro. I'm a fan of him, but I just thought that he wasn't, as far as taking his plays in Denver, it had been so stagnant for so long. I'm a fan of him as a person, but yeah, he's starting to put it together for Brooklyn. Not that they're like winning games or anything, but so yeah, Porter Jr., Mikal Bridges, they like it under the 6 3-pointers made. Yeah, Mikal may end up not playing like a full game tonight if this game gets out of hand. Josh Giddey over 9 rebounds, 54.33% odds to hit the over, minus 137. Jamal Murray plus Vince Williams Jr., 13.5 assists combo. They like it under, 54.33%. We're going to do a couple more, then we're going to jump into Underdog. Jabari Smith Jr., points, rebounds, under 23.5, 54.19% odds to hit the under. Dante DiVincenzo, under 4 assists. I am happy for DiVincenzo that he's like starting though, even if he doesn't, they don't like his assists here. I like DiVincenzo, and I think he should be a starter. Keontae George. Okay, yeah, let's talk about Keontae for a minute because I think he's going to have a great night. The Warriors are tough, but Keontae's been balling. They like his first quarter points over 5. I like a lot of his stuff tonight. I might jump into like his PRA. I don't even know what it's at yet, but I know that they've been setting his lines too low. So they like him over 5 points in the first quarter, 54%. All right, let's hit some Underdog. Don't forget code BACKDOOR, 25% off. And some people asked about it in the Discord. Yeah, this optimizer covers like fantasy platforms. So it's not going to work for like, it shows you the lines from the actual sports books like BetMGM, Caesars and stuff like that. But someone was asking me the other day, because we post updates from the optimizer in the Discord every day so people know what's good. But yeah, it's just the fantasy platforms, which is kind of like, I mean, that's what I play anyways. All right, so on Underdog, we got Jaime Jaquez, under rebounds and assists, 10.5, 56.97% odds to hit the under. We got Daniel Gafford. They like him over his rebounds so it must have been, it was at 9.5 on PrizePicks. It was at 9 on PrizePicks. They don't like it. Okay. I was just confused because they love 8.5. They hate 9. So, okay. How do both of these hit? What do you think? I as much as I think that, Miami's going to have their way, might be a little low. I mean, he doesn't assist the ball that much, so I don't know. That's a toughie. Brandon Williams, points, rebounds, and assists under 22.5, 55% odds to hit the under. PJ Washington over 23.5 points, rebounds. Yeah, power forwards do match up well against Miami. They actually have pretty good games. So if you're taking a Maverick, PJ Washington would be the guy to take. They like him over his 23.5 points, rebounds, 55% minus 142. Amen Thompson. Is that how you say it, or is it Amen? Amen or Amen? Because I always want to say Amen. They like him under his fantasy score, 41.35%. 41.35 fantasy score, 55% to the under. Kobe White, points, rebounds. Yep, dude's burning right now. 25.5, 50, almost 55% odds to hit the over. So Zion Williamson's free throws are up at 6.5 on Underdog, and they got it favored under. So that 5.5 on PrizePicks is a good line. I'll probably jump on that. Josh Giddey over 19.5 points, 54.67% odds to hit the over. They like Giddey rebounds as well, or points, rebounds, 29.5. Basically just all Josh Giddey. They like it tonight. Vucevic over 27.5 points, rebounds, 54.41% odds to hit the over. Russell Westbrook, they like the under on his PRA. It's at 28.5 on Underdog, 54% odds to hit the under. Jalen Brunson, yeah, man. I struggled with it. I wanted to take Jalen Brunson's PRA, almost put it in the video. 36.5 on Underdog, that's cheaper. Yeah, it's up at 37.5 on PrizePicks. My only thought was the spread on this game. I'll show you guys. 13.5. Knicks are favored by 13.5, and I just have a gut feeling. The thing is, okay, against Brooklyn, guards can thrive. If you guys remember the Anthony Simons play that we've been cashing on, guards can thrive against Brooklyn right now. Maybe they'll fix that soon, but this is only a 228.5 over under for a reason. If the Knicks get up by a lot, I just have a gut feeling that it's going to be Karl Anthony Towns closing things out. So that made me a little nervous about Brunson at the 37.5, but it is cheaper on the Underdog if you wanted to take it. And I mean, like, no one's going to be shocked if Brunson comes out and just balls. So yeah, anyways, Jeremiah Fierce, they like him over his 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, 54.33% odds to hit the over. And then Jalen Wells, we're going to wrap it up here. 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They like it for more on Underdog, 54%. All right, guys, we do have to focus because it's about to get wild this week with Thanksgiving. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on, because I'm going to try to hit everything. We've got Thanksgiving football. We've got Black Friday football. We've got Black Friday basketball. We've got games on Saturday for NBA. We've got NFL Sunday to talk about. Like, my schedule is going to get a little bit wild here, and I'm going to try to hit all of it. So I'm going to be keeping you guys updated. So again, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be letting you guys know when I'm going to be dropping these, because you just don't want the plays to move on you. So, but I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, don't forget to hit me up in the email below if you sign up for any of my codes. I want to throw you a free month, so hit me up so I can throw you a month in the Discord. I appreciate you, but we'll be back in just a little bit here for tonight's Monday Night Football. But have a good night, guys. Good luck on all your plays. I'll catch you in the next one.